Hello, welcome to Camaro Mods Channel. Hope you're having a great day. We're back on the Camaro. We're finally going to get on this project here. We're doing a intake manifold cover. We're going to make it out of. We're going to start making the mold today. This is going to be the part that you lay the fiberglass on. Going to make it out of cardboard. We're going to go over to the car here in a minute, and we're going to cut out the shape, and we're going to put this width of the bottom around it, cut out for the hoses and all that good stuff. So we got our tape here we can tape it together with. We got our resin, epoxy resin, and the hardener here. I got the tools to roll it out with, and the good old instructions, the parts to how strong we need to make it. This is the carbon fiber, made in USA. It's always good. As far as I know, this is real carbon fiber, so it ought to look really good when we get done with it. But I got some fiberglass mats here. Looks like that'll be plenty to, it's not going to be real wide. So let's go over to the car and let's get started. We'll start cutting out the cardboard. Okay, on this intake manifold, we're probably going to come right to the nitrous plate. Probably stop about right here. And see, we'll curve around here right into this bar here, and there's a piece sticking out, so I'm probably gonna have to stop right around here. Now on the other side, it's about the same situation. It has a little hose coming off of it. I'll get a close-up shot here in a minute. And then you got this hose here coming off. We're gonna go over the top of that. Then we're going to notch out for the hose. So this kind of goes up. There's like a piece above that. We're going to go all the way to the back of the intake manifold. That'd be right to this rubber part, right in behind that. We're going to go back to where it starts dropping off. Where when you look in behind there, it's all covered in behind there too also. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to start off with a square sheet. Well, let me go back and get them close-up shots so you see what I'm talking about. I also need to bring in some lights, so let me go do that. Okay, that should be a lot better. Right over in this area right here, you'll see a piece sticking off right here. Probably gonna have to get a front shot view of it so you can see what I'm talking about. Do that here real quick. Okay, this is the center part of the intake manifold, and right over here there's a piece sticking out here, and it's going to prevent me from going all the way to the back with it. So this little curve we're going to stop. We're just going to bring it's about 1.5 inches. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're going to come around. We can bring the fiberglass over and then down. And then we'll trim it down here at the bottom down here. It's going to be more like this right here with the top plate on top of it. We're going to double up on the sides right here because I've got some heat shield insulation that I got coming, and we're gonna, it's aluminum backed. It's like you got on the back of your firewall. We're gonna line all this when we get this all built. We're gonna line it with the heat shield. Like I say, it's gotta have aluminum back on it. While I've got this here, we're just gonna go all the way down to there. Right there at the bend, we're gonna make a cut. And that's how far back we're going to cut it. You can go all the way back to there. We don't have to have this follow it exactly. I mean, we can have it more straight out, like this way. Or we can have it actually follow the curve. We'll see how it goes. Okay, this is on the passenger side of the intake manifold, and over here you got your hose coming off. Goes over here to your catch can. So on our trim that goes around this, we're going to need to notch out the bottom side of this for the hose here. We definitely want to keep it underneath. We don't want to put the cover on and have to attach this down inside there. I think it's going to look a whole lot better putting the whole cover over the top of that. Okay, if you can see if I can zoom in on the, okay, we've got a hose in the way here, and then if you look back here at the very back, this is about the same distance on the other side. Got a little hose coming out over here. So we're going to stop there also. We're going to go to there just like that. Just going to bring it on around. This piece is a little bit short, so we'll have to get another one. Okay, we've got another piece of cardboard here. We'll go all the way to that hose where it stops. Right here where the hose comes out. Better note where that is. I'm going to cut about, look like that's about 3/8 there. You can always come back later and notch that out, you know, after you get the whole thing made, but this is going to be a lot easier so we can lay it. We have to lay it in place so we know what we're doing here. So you might as well go ahead and notch it out now. Or you could take the hose completely off. So we've got it notched out like that. Let's see how it fits in there. Looks like it needs to be a little bit wider. Okay, we'll see how that's going to fit. Okay, all the way to the nitrous plate. So we're going to stop it right there. So far so good on that. Now we need to get the flat square one on there now. Kind of draw it. I'll have to get a Sharpie or something and draw it from up underneath. Okay, we got a Sharpie here. Flatten that down a little bit. Do it this way, we're going to have to do both sides at one time. Reach in behind there. On this, I cut it about 1/4 inch outside the line. Make sure you get plenty of room here. Then we'll cut the other side. Okay, this is the shape I come up with so far. Now we'll Yeah, you might have to take a couple shots at it. You cut in too much and you might have to get you another piece of cardboard. So far I hadn't had to do that. But now we'll put on the pieces that goes around it. See how much cleaner that's going to be with the hoses underneath? But we still can't have this thing too thick or we ain't going to be able to fit up under the bar here. So you got to keep that in mind. That'd be trouble. Spend all this time on it and then I wouldn't be able to fit it in there. Now we'll put the trim around it, see what that's going to look like. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to tape that down better. Okay, we got this thing rough taped up here. That's just to kind of help hold it in place. And then flip it over. And then tape it on the outside, or rather the inside better. Tape it on the inside, and then we'll pull off this tape, and we'll tape it better. We're going to have this pretty smooth for our fiberglass to lay in here. So that was just enough to hold it in place while we tape the back side. Now we'll pull off the top side and we'll retape it. This right here is a jack fab intake manifold that's been ported out. So this one, I still have my original one. So what I can do, I can take my original one and I can lay this on top of it. But you see, I gotta have that curve. Just gonna rough tape it on top like we did last time. Just enough to hold it in place. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now we'll take it off and we'll tape the inside. Okay, now we've got it taped on the inside better. Now we'll strip off the tape on the outside, right here on the top side. Then we'll redo the tape on that side. Okay, there it is. I just got to keep my... But as long as it has the right shape, these corners we can trim off if they get in the way. Down here where the... Down here by the nitrous plate. If them get in the way, we can just trim them off. But we need to keep that smooth shape like that. About right there. Okay, this is the original intake manifold. And you can see the parts here on both ends that we're having a problem with coming all the way around it. It's going to stop here and it's going to stop here. It's got hoses coming out on the back here. So we're just going to go back to here. The bar goes across here anyway. So I think it's still going to look good. So we're gonna this is my cover so far. Now what we're gonna do, I went ahead and doubled up on the sides here. I put another piece of cardboard on it, doubled up for extra thickness. We're doing that so we have room for the insulation, the heat shield insulation whenever we get it done. So this just gives us a little bit more thickness. On the top it don't matter, because we can be as thick as we need to. So now, because we have something to sit it on, we're gonna use tie straps back here, and I think we're gonna use the bolt holes here, and some wire to pull this down. We want to keep the shape of the manifold. We're going to keep the shape of the intake manifold. It's not much of a curve, but it'll sure make a difference. What we're going to do next, we're going to cover this with aluminum foil. Going to fit it on here real nicely, and that way the fiberglass won't stick to it. It will stick to the aluminum foil and it'll pull off. Aluminum foil will stick to the fiberglass and it'll pull off. So that way I won't be having to dig all this out of it. So I think that's going to work. And once we pull this off, then on the back side we can put the fire shield insulation on it. So we're going to poke a couple holes back here and we're going to zip tie it down. And this thing is just about ready to, I think I'll put a couple more pieces of tape right here where it's trying to come up. This over here is where the hose comes out. It goes up here to the top. I think it's going to look better, you know, being underneath it rather than coming up over the top of it and having to connect it here. So yeah, we'll get some more tape put on here. We'll get these tied down, and we'll get aluminum foil on it, and then we'll be ready to put the first layer of fiberglass on it. Okay, made a couple holes right here. Stick some zip ties down through there. There's a couple holes back here. Poke that through there. What I did on the intake manifold, I covered it with a big black trash bag. That way I don't get no resin on it. I'm not sure if I'll ever use it again, but somebody else might. Okay, there's one. These two holes back here in the back of the intake manifold is what we're sticking the zip ties through. Okay. Well, at least I know I'm not going to have too much of a curve, being it's on the original intake manifold. So now we just got to get something to hold the front end down. Okay, right here we stuck some wire down through here. Just poke it. Have the grain of your cardboard going this way. You stick it right through the hole. Stick it in a couple inches. Then come down here. This is the lower bolt where you connect the throttle body. The upper holes are up here. So we got them both mounted down, and in the back I had it down too tight. I had to cut my zip ties. I had to loosen it up. So I mounted this side first, and this side's tight. I'm going to zip it down just a little bit more. See, it's not too bad right there. I'm going to go ahead and zip it down just about right there. Cut these off. I imagine this hole here, I'm probably just going to go ahead and cover over it, and it just gives me a reference points where to cut it out at, where to notch it. I would like to do something up on the top here. Maybe make it rounded over. But I'm afraid about the clearances. I'm not sure about the bends. The jack fab. The one that's on the car is a jack fab intake manifold. Then I have the extendulator, and it raises the whole thing up. So I better be careful. The bar comes across here, so if I didn't already have Camaro on my bar up here, then I'd probably put it in here somewhere. But I might put, I've got these that I bought, 3.6 LFX. I might put that in the middle there, I'm not sure. So we'll go get some aluminum foil and get this thing covered up. And we'll be, this is going to be a two-part series on this one. We're going to get the cover made, and the next one we're gonna put the fiberglass on it. And this tape right here will be under the fiberglass when we get done with it. Yeah, we'll just bring the fiberglass over the edge here, and then we'll have to trim all this out. Trim all the edges, because we'll let it overlap. Just roll it out flat. Okay, I got this fiberglass kind of rough cut. We're going to do one layer of fiberglass, and we're going to do one layer of carbon fiber. And I hope I have enough resin to do all that. Now if I want to put another layer on top of the carbon fiber, this is the carbon fiber here, to make it real slick, like on top of the heat exchanger, then I'll definitely probably have to get another bottle of resin. I'm going to cut some more stuff out here, finish trimming this. I think it's pretty close right where it's at, so I'm probably just going to leave it like it is. I think it's going to work out really good, because it got that shape here that I don't have to worry about now. Instead of trying to tie it down to the table or whatever, I found the old intake manifold. I was needing that for this project, so now that I have it, I have this mold right here fastened down to it. Got aluminum foil on it. It's basically made out of cardboard and tape, cut to the shape we want it. So we'll pull it up this way till we make sure we have enough for our edges here. I think probably about right in here we'll have to do a relief cut. So these will fold over. Roll this out really good. So yeah, I think it's going to work out good. So I'm going to end the video here, and we'll in the next episode we'll get this thing, we'll get some fiberglass put on this and see what it's going to look like. So like I say, I haven't done this project before, but I've done fiberglass and stuff before, but this is a new one for me. But I didn't want to just have plain old fiberglass on it and paint it black or whatever. I wanted to I want to do some carbon fiber on it. So yeah, we're just going to do one layer fiberglass, one layer of carbon fiber. We're going to see how that's going to turn out. If I happen to mess up on the carbon fiber, then I got enough I can probably cover it again. So we'll see how it goes. So that's what it's going to look like so far, and we'll get this thing finished up next week, and it'll actually be this week if this one hits on Sunday. So we'll get this thing finished up and check it out, see what it's going to look like. I bet it's going to look a lot better. Anything will look better than that intake manifold that's on there. So thanks for watching.